Hey everybody, welcome back to Henry Disc Golf. Today we are back with another episode of Approach Wars. Today we have Westside discs. We have a maiden and a harp. Let's see how they fly today. Oh, that's high.
Oh!
Good. Good.
Super.
Oh, got it through the small gap. That's beautiful. Drop, 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 drop. All right, so here we are on hole number one. Hole number one is a 190-foot par 3. We are out at Bevier Park. We are going to go with the harp on a sidearm to begin our round. Got a bit of a headwind today. We'll see how this thing flies. Oh, I yanked it over. Yikes. Not great. All right, and the Warden, it's like a Tournament X plastic, Matty O signature, maiden. I think I said Warden, maiden. That was a pretty good flight. Definitely understable. So here's where the harp wound up. Not a great shot. I think I just kind of popped it up and over a little bit too much. It's a bit of a deeper rimmed approach disc. So we're gonna also go with a sidearm approach here. Let's try to see if we can get it nice and close to the basket. A little short, but that was pretty good. So not too bad. Looking at a par here. Of course I miss it because I didn't actually put with the putter. But if we were paying attention to the maiden, that would be a 2. And a 4. You average that out, it's a par. We're going to take a par on this hole. So here we are on hole 2. I'm actually going to give myself the 4 that I took with my first throw. Very unfortunate. But we are here on hole 2. Hole 2 is a 305-foot par 3. It's basically straight ahead. I'm going to go with the maiden here. I think I can probably throw this a bit farther than the harp, but you never know. We're going to throw both of them anyways. I think I gave myself about a 15-foot putt. That was a fantastic throw with the maiden. But we're also going to throw the harp here, see how it flies. That's not bad. It beat the last tree there. Probably looking at about a 45-footer. So we're left here with about a 15-footer. Definitely a great throw with the maiden. I just pushed it outside. Gotta love not putting the best because it's not your normal putter. All right, see if we can get used to it here. Destined to take 4s on the first couple of holes apparently. Missing pretty easy putts. A little disappointing. So I officially think this is probably the worst start I've had on the Approach Wars. I don't think it's Westside's fault. I think it's more my fault at this point in time. But we're here on hole 3. Hole 3 is a 250-foot shot. Right in front of us, we just have to miss the tree in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and go with the harp first. Just try to get it wide and then have it dump towards the basket at the end of its flight. Wide and dumping towards the basket. Still a bit short, but not too bad. We're going to go ahead and throw the maiden here as well. Oh. Maiden is definitely a bit touchy. Have to pay attention to the power levels I throw it with. Made it up to the harp. Left here with about 20 to 25 feet. See if we can figure out the putter here. Ooh, that one was not bad. That's a tap in for a par. Here we are on hole number 4. Hole number 4 is a 262-foot par 3. It is essentially straight ahead. You have both gaps that you can go through, the ante gap or the hyzer gap or straight gap. I'm going to go ahead and go with the harp through the straight gap. That wasn't too bad. Definitely pushed it a little bit wider than what I wanted. I'm going to go ahead and go with the maiden here. We're going to try to throw the ante gap with it. See if we can get it down by the basket. This will also be the last time I tee off with both of the discs on the hole. That's in the road. So the maiden is a bit touchy when it comes to power that you put on it, and it's also quite understable, which I'd have to look up the flight numbers again. I didn't think the maiden was super understable. I thought it was more neutral. So it's definitely one of those things. So picked up the maiden here. We are easily 55 feet past the basket. I know part of that was hitting the road and sliding a good portion, but damn, maiden flies far. Honestly, in the Tournament X plastic, it did pretty good with the hitting the road. Not too many bumps here. So, made it to the harp. Got to look at a tough look at a putt. Kind of low ceiling both ways. I think I want to go with a little ante kind of throw run here. See if we can put it right by the basket. That was a throw run, all right. See if we can put this in. Dude. Maybe it's a putt with a harp type of day. Here we're on hole 5. Hole 5 is a 400-foot par 3. As you can see, the fairway is currently clogged with stuff I was thinking about throwing from 3's long tee pad to there. Would probably be the best bet, but considering I've thrown off this tee pad on every single time I've played this hole so far, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to throw the harp, but I'm going to throw up and over the trees, which you guys will probably have a hard time seeing, and then we'll kind of see where it winds up. I'm just trying to get over the trees and in the fairway. Of course, there is OB on the right side and OB on the left with the sidewalk and the walking path that goes around the pond. So we're going to throw the harp up and over. Let's see how it goes. Actually, probably one of my best shots on this hole doing the Approach 4 series. This is where the harp wants up. Definitely pretty good, almost pin high to the short basket. We're going to go ahead and throw the maiden. Try to see if we can put it right next to the basket. Sit. That may have rolled away on the backside of the green. We'll definitely see where it is though. So we did get a little bit of a roll away on the backside like I thought. Not too bad though. Left here with about a 15-footer. Hey, we made a putt, we made a par. Still +3 on the round. Here we are on hole number 6. Hole number 6 is a 246-foot par 3. We're going to throw the harp here. Just going to push it out a little wide, let it dump in towards the basket at the end of the flight here. And the dump, oh, got one of the trees. Here's where the harp went up. We got to straddle away from this tree. Try to see if we can make a long putt here. Nope. Right there for a tapping. Alrighty. Point of view putt here. So you can see we're behind the disc. Right there. Probably a terrible POV putt. Welcome to hole 7. Hole 7 is a 232-foot par 3. Again, basically straight ahead of us. We just have to miss the Mando. I'm going to go ahead and go with the maiden here. Try to throw something nice and smooth. A little bit of hyzer. Come back. Oh, it hit a branch and dropped down. So the maiden wound up on top of this pile of sticks here. I'm going to put my foot in as best I can. Pretty good little run, considering how odd the footing is. All right, should be a routine tap in for par. There it is. We made it to hole 8. Hole 8 is a 262-foot par 3. It's just a hyzer shot. We're going to go ahead and throw the harp here. Try to see if we can get it down by the basket. A bit early. Ooh, hit a tree late. So the harp is right here. Definitely a bit shorter than what I wanted it to be, but it happens. We're just going to go ahead and go with an upshot here. Try to get it close to the basket. That was sawed off, but it's a look at a putt. Sawed off the upshot a little bit too much. We have a look at the putt here. See if we can put this in the basket. Hey, yo. Made it to hole 9 just about halfway through the course. Hole 9 is a 218-foot par 3. It just goes out and then pushes over to the right. We think that the maiden, the way it's been flying, would be a pretty good look at this. So we're going to go ahead and throw the maiden on a little Annie. See if we can get it down there. Oh, that's looking spicy. Very good shot. Think I found what I'd use the maiden for. Had a fantastic drive with the maiden here. Nice, easy tap-in birdie. First birdie of the round. First birdie of the round gets us back to +2. If I haven't said this yet, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you'd like to see in the upcoming videos. Here we are on hole number 10. Hole number 10 is a 232-foot par 3. Basically goes out the gap and then just kind of coasts over to the right. I'm going to go ahead and go with the maiden here. Just going to throw it on a little Annie and just hopefully have it coast over towards the basket. We'll see where that winds up. So here's where the maiden finished off. Actually not a bad shot, not a bad look. Definitely happy I didn't go out of bounds. We're gonna go ahead and give the maiden a nice light toss with a bit of hyzer. Try to see if we can get it right by the basket for another par. All right, that is a pretty straightforward look at par. I'm gonna go tap it in real quick. All right, all right, all right. On to hole 11. Made it to hole 11. Hole 11 is a 303-foot par 3. It is basically straight ahead. You just have to miss a bunch of trees. We're going to go with the harp on the hyzer gap. Try to see if we can rip it down into a good spot. Miss it. Nice. It's going to be a look at a putt, guys. Here's where the harp wants up. We're a bit short, but this is definitely a look at a putt. Let's see if we can capitalize after a good drive. Nope. A little bit too low. Here we are on hole number 12. Hole number 12 is a 213-foot par 3. It's again pretty straight ahead, pretty easy hole. You just have a few trees to miss. We're going to go ahead and go with the harp. Try to throw it on a bit of the wide line. Just have it crash in towards the basket. Miss it. That's the one you want to miss. I'm also going to throw the maiden here. Just try to throw it straight at the basket. That's the throw. So I'm way back here. Definitely had a pretty rough shot after kicking the tree. I know you guys really can't see me that much, but you can definitely hear me, hopefully. I don't have a great line. I'm just going to go with like a sidearm any shot. Try to just miss the trees in front of me. Go from there. That kind of worked. I am right over by the maiden. Possibly just out of frame. Of course. And the maiden getting a 2. I feel like if this was harp versus maiden, maiden of course would be up by a lot, but it's not. They're both playing together. That's another bogey. Takes us to +3 on the round. Here's hole 13. Hole 13 is a 262-foot par 3. Basically straight ahead. I am going to throw the harp here. Actually, I'm going to throw the maiden here. Just try to keep it on hyzer, throw it nice and smooth, see if we can get it up by the basket. That held it pretty good. Bit short, not terrible. So we came up pretty short with the maiden. Definitely wanted to try to get that a little bit harder. We have a look at a putt, see if we can somehow get her in there. Nope, but a tap in par. We'll see you on hole 14. Here we are on hole 14. Hole 14 is a 249-foot par 3. We're going to go ahead and take the harp here. See if we can flex this just a little bit. Get it to come back towards the basket. That's a pretty good flex shot. That's actually down there for a putt. Good throw. So we had a really good throw here with the harp. Probably one of my better throws on this hole other than the ace. Another 2, back to +2. Here we are on hole 15. Hole 15 is a 278-foot par 3. We're going to go ahead and go with the harp here. Just trying to throw a nice level shot. that then hyzers in towards the basket at the end of the flight. I would say probably about medium height, not too high, but also not like super low line drive. Actually kind of just so slightly popped up a little bit on me, which is interesting because I haven't had to do that yet. So the harp wound up a bit short. We are looking roughly at about a 35, 40 footer here. Again, trying to see if we can give this a decent run. Try to steal a stroke back. And a little roll away. It does happen with my putt on hillsides. So we did roll a little bit down the hill. Tree is obstructing us just a bit, but it shouldn't be too bad. See if we can put this in for a par. Gary. Get it up a little bit. That's what she said. Here's hole 16, basically straight in front of us here, 245 feet. Gonna go with the harp. I came up a lot shorter than I thought it would. Screw it, we're gonna also throw the maiden here. Little flip, little turn, a little bit of hyzer back, pass pin high. Here's where the harp went up. Probably about 40 feet here. And a nice little sit down. Easy tap and par. Move on to hole 17. Welcome to hole 17. Hole 17 is a 252-foot par 3. Basically straight ahead of us here. We're going to go ahead and go with the maiden. Just try to throw this on a little bit of hyzer and have it just kind of pop up ever so slightly. It's a pretty decent shot. That'll be looking at a putt. All right, I'm gonna walk and talk here. So I was actually really excited to throw the maiden. It was a very unique feeling disc in the hand, being beaded, being super shallow. Thought that maybe it could be something I would get comfortable with putting wise. Definitely did not get comfortable putting wise with it. It flies a bit more understable than I thought it would. Flight numbers will be somewhere on the page here. But it was definitely one of those discs where I thought I would possibly throw it a little bit better. It's a bit touchy in terms of angles. You put it on any angle, just wants to hold it the whole way. A little bit of hyzer, wants to pop up to flat, just ever so slightly, possibly turn over depending on the wind and how hard you throw it. Definitely will turn over if you throw it too hard. So we will definitely not too sure what to say there. Definitely turns over a bit if you throw it a little too hard, which can be a bit of a nuisance, but overall, not a bad disc, not a bad throwing putter for a neutral putter. Go back a little bit further here. So this is where the maiden wants up. We have a look at roughly about a 20-footer. There it is. All right. That takes us to +1. +1 on the round. That's good. So we have made it to the tee pad of 18. 18 is a 318-foot par 3. It is straight ahead. I think I'm going to go maiden here. Just try to throw it smooth, a bit of hyzer. See if we can get it majority of the way down there. Actually had a pretty decent finish on it. We're going to also throw the harp here as well. Try to kind of yank it over just a touch. See if we can get it down there. Well, yanked it over just a touch. Not a bad throw. Not a bad throw at all. So here's where the maiden wants up. Pretty decent throw. Left here with about a 50 to a 65 footer. I don't know my distances very well. Not bad. So look for par. Definitely tried to run it pretty hard there. Left with right about a 12 footer. There it is. So that was episode 5, 6? I don't know, it'll be somewhere on the screen, which was Westside discs. Good discs. Definitely started off rough with them. Took me a little bit to get used to them. But the maiden, as I stated before, unique hand feel. Definitely throws pretty straight. It's definitely a very neutral putter. If you do crank on it, you get it to flip over and kind of burn over. The harp, on the other hand, which is kind of what this whole thing is about, is the overstable approaches. The harp is definitely deeper in the hand than the zone. Definitely made it a lot harder to throw sidearm. Backhand wise, good stability. Had one shot where it kind of popped up ever so slightly, but if you kept it on a decent amount of hyzer, it held the hyzer the whole way. Felt like it didn't push as far as the zones push, but definitely was pretty decent. Honestly, not bad. If I had to bag it, probably would, but if I had the choice, I of course wouldn't bag it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys would like to support the channel, please head over to Upper Park Disc Golf. Use Henry Disc Golf there, and there's also a link in the description below. And save yourself 10% on your order, but we also do get a kickback if you do decide to purchase something there. With that being said, have a great day. Make it good for somebody else. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.